Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live at 5. Apologies for it not being live on social media today. There were some technical difficulties, and funnily enough, that brings me to some news. We are actually going to be changing. It is no longer going to be live at 5. Today is our last ever live at 5, and it's not live. So that doesn't mean that we're not doing it anymore. There will still be these educational little videos for Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. However, they will be the edited version only on YouTube, and they will be released at 5 on Wednesdays. So they cannot be called live at 5s anymore because obviously they are no longer going to be live. So the new name is, drum roll please, Wisdom Well Wednesdays. So Wisdom Well Wednesdays are going to be the new Live at 5. So today is episode 30 of Live at 5, and we're going to continue with episode 31, even though the name's changed and the format and everything has changed. Hopefully it's going to be a lot more enjoyable for you, a lot more polished. And as always, though, please do feel free to reach out and let me know any topics and subjects that you want me to talk about in these Wednesdays. So let's get on with today. Why am I wearing purple? Can anyone guess if you didn't watch last week? So today we are going to be doing our 7th episode of the Chakra Series. Our 7th episode of the Chakra Series is about the brow or the third eye chakra. That's right here. The color is usually purple or indigo. I personally always use purple because it's my favorite color, and I have been looking forward ever since we first started this Live at 5 with the Chakra Series. I have been looking forward to this, wearing this hat for you guys. So if you haven't already watched the other Chakra Series episodes and you want to catch up, the first one was just an introduction to what are chakras. That was on February the 12th. March the 12th was our root chakra, the red one. The orange chakra, sacral, was on April 9th. May the 7th was the solar plexus, which was the yellow one. The heart chakra was on June the 4th, and that is our green or pink chakra. And the throat chakra, the blue one, was on the beginning of this month because it's the double this month. First time ever because it's every 4 weeks, and first month ever we've got a double one for you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with the episode. Okay, so the third eye or the brow chakra, I'm probably going to be just referring to it as the third eye in this episode. That is our 6th chakra. As I said, it's right here. It's usually the pineal gland, which is in our head. It helps us with our intuition, our spiritual connections and knowing. It is our higher consciousness, and it is our wisdom. As I said as well, it's either purple or indigo. Lots of people will use indigo. I use purple for this one, just because I love it. And I've always felt that it works better with this chakra for me. I will use a lot of amethyst when I'm doing this, especially for the chakra balancing. Okay, so signs of an inactive and unhealthy chakra, like brow chakra. So that's going to be obviously headaches and migraines, because all up here, that can be sort of a connection with your consciousness and your intuition as well. Getting like a psychic vision and things can cause a lot of headaches as well. So that could be on a spiritual level too. because it's called the third eye and it's so close to your eyes, it could be vision problems as well, especially blurry eyes, and just general eyesight problems as well. Sleeping problems, sleeping disorders are very much connected with the chakra too. Things like insomnia, even nightmares and things like that. They really vivid dreams that are quite disturbing to you could be an imbalance in your third eye. Of course, as well, being in the head, it's all your sinuses as well are connected to this third eye. And even ear, strange enough. Now there is a ear chakra as well, and I will be covering that probably many months from now. But yeah, there is an ear chakra too. But any ear related issues are sometimes also linked to your third eye. Emotional symptoms for an imbalanced chakra. So that can be things like emotional instability, things like mood swings, and sort of a heightened sensitivity to your emotions. If you find yourself very, very emotional at the slightest little thing, that could be this chakra. It could also obviously be your heart and some other ones, but just because we talk about that today, it is connected to your third eye chakra also. Overthinking. Overthinking can be a very clear and a key understanding of what's wrong with your third eye chakra when you're overthinking about something, and even to the point where you're probably getting quite frustrated with yourself. And a disconnect from your intuition, of course. If you really can't seem to tap into your intuition, that is very much obviously your third eye chakra. Mental mental symptoms, they would be things like lack of focus, so difficulty concentrating, any kind of mental fog, things like that. Indecisiveness, which I, as a Libra, always say is me, and I've really got to stop doing that. But yeah, indecisiveness is a huge thing for our third eye chakra. And the fear of unknown, because it's your intuition, because it's your premonition, it's your access to your knowing. And so a fear of the unknown can be a problem with that third eye chakra right there. So yeah, so is there anything where you kind of distrust your feelings, your gut feeling, or your premonition feeling rather than the gut, obviously, and if you're not trusting the universe or God or whoever it is, that higher power that you personally believe in, if you believe in anything at all. What would it be if it was overactive? So overactive would be even more frequent headaches. So like the one-off headache could be like just showing you that it's just starting to get a bit of a problem. But if you've got an overactive, that could be a frequent headache, frequent migraines, frequent pain in your head and your sinuses and things like that. So it's pretty much all of the things I've already said, but on a grander scale. So really severe insomnia or night terrors instead of nightmares, and really, really advanced vision disorders and things like you can't even look at light and things like that because it's so much pain there for you. And of course, things like paranoia, that would be a huge one there as well if you've got an overactive. Yeah, so anything where you disconnect from your spiritual self. Now, what are the signs of a healthy third eye chakra? So you're obviously going to be really, really intuitive, or you're at least going to trust your intuition. You're just going to know things and not know how you know it. You don't have to be a psychic medium or anything like that. You just are very, very lucky. You know, not to go out the door 2 seconds before you actually were going to, and then, ice cold waterfalls in front of your house or something, or you just have these feelings and you just know, and you really trust that intuition. Obviously clear vision. If you've got 20/20 vision, then that's obviously a really good third eye chakra right there. If you are very emotionally stable, you're very open to new ideas, you're very trusting in yourself, your support system, your spiritual support system also, any sort of spirit guides, gods, goddesses, ancestors, you have a huge trust in these guardian angels, for want of a better word. And of course, great well-being in general and wonderful sleep patterns, beautiful dreams, all of these things. This is when you're truly balanced in your third eye chakra. Okay, so how would you activate this third eye chakra? So color, obviously. So color, that could be wearing it, like I am here. It could be jewelry. So for demonstration purpose, I've actually got, rather than purple, I decided to wear the lapis lazuli. So that's a indigo kind of one there. And my earrings are also an indigo color, though I don't think you can kind of see them, but they are yeah, for the indigo side of that. But wearing purple or indigo in jewelry form and in clothes form, hat form, having going into a room that's painted that color, having furnishings and fabrics around you, or even just pieces of paper, colored paper. Just look at those colors and that can help you activate that chakra. Purple food. So obviously we always talk about food with this. So any kind of purple food. So that would be like, I know they're blueberries, but they're purple, right? So blueberries, blackberries, I say blackberries, but they're purple when you crush them, right? Purple grapes, not the green grapes, obviously, but the purple grapes. Eggplant, that's a really good one. Aubergine for my English friends. Plums, all of those purple fruit and vegetables, those are going to truly help you activate your third eye chakra. Also, strangely, because it's not purple, things like walnuts and flax seeds, those kind of things really help stimulate the third eye chakra. Because it's like they're very good at nourishing the brain. So this is a completely different topic, but have you ever seen where different foods look like the organ or the part of the body that it has been shown scientifically to help? So walnuts, it looks like a brain, right? So walnut really helps with brain function and stimulation. So just maybe I do an episode on that at some point, but yeah, so that's a really good one there. Herbal teas such as lavender, because it's purple, but it's also calming the mind. Mint can help as well, and these both can really help in tea form, just help you clear up your intuition and your brain fog, anything that you want to clear up that third eye chakra. So what kind of activities? So spend time in nature, especially in a mystical part of nature. So a really cool kind of like almost haunted forest, but you feel safe in it. A night out under the stars, looking up at the moon. Make it a connection to universal energy. And then that's a really good way of connecting your third eye to the cosmos. Journaling, that's a really good one, especially if you're doing dream journals or daily reflections and things on an intuitive level, perhaps, or on a sort of a manifesting kind of thing, like what do you want for the future and how, like super visualize that, how are you going to project that into the world. Obviously, arts and crafts are really, really good. Anything creative, so that can be painting, drawing, crafting, and anything that can trigger, and music as well, obviously, can really, really trigger your intuition and your psychic tendencies, or just your creativity. Crystals, we will go into crystals in a moment, but working with your crystals, connecting with your crystals, very, very good for enhancing and opening up your third eye chakra. And of course, things like tarot and oracle, any kind of divination, pendulums, working with these divining tools can help you to open up your awareness. And also things like Akashic records and stuff can really help you to open up your intuition or reconnect to your intuitive powers a bit more. It can help clear away all of that, those barriers and the blockages that you might have there. Of course, yoga. Yoga is always a good one. I don't do yoga, but if you are interested, you can always ask a yoga teacher which yoga poses are good for certain areas of your certain chakras of your body. Affirmations such as I trust my intuition, I am connected to my inner wisdom. These all not trick your brain, but they kind of encourage your brain and rewire your brain to open up a bit more to your intuition. Of course, we just said music, but listening to the frequency at like 448 hertz can really, really help you with the activation of the chakra. So yeah, so I mean, you could always just type into YouTube like binaural beats or frequency music for whichever chakra for today, the third eye chakra, and it will play you these beautiful music, and that will help you to activate any of the chakras that you're wanting to activate. Visualization and breath work, of course, very much just visualizing purple or indigo around your third eye, breathing in and activating the universal energy into the third eye would be a fantastic way of doing that. Of course, doing meditation as well with crystals. Again, we'll get into that in a minute. And mindfulness practices would very much help you to open up this chakra. Okay, so let's get on to the crystals. All right, so as I mentioned before, amethyst. So on my little chakra ones that has the chakra symbol on it, this is actually on an amethyst. And I chose the set especially because it's the purple version for this chakra. They usually are in chakra sets, to be honest, but sometimes they're not. So whichever one resonates with you. But that is the symbol there for the third eye chakra. If you were to meditate with it on your third eye, it's just above your nose, between your eyebrows, and just up a little bit. Okay. So lapis lazuli is a beautiful one, and I'm sure it doesn't do it justice here, but it is this beautiful blue color, and it also has bits of gold in it as well. Again, very, very good with the Egyptian pharaohs and things. We have used this one before, if you recognize it. But we used it, I think, before with the throat chakra. This time round, it's more to help you tap into your intuition. Oh, and just to say, so the amethyst was just third eye in general, but also it's very, very good for those headaches and migraines and things that we talked about before, as well as the good dreams and the sleeping. Labradorite. Labradorite is one of my favorites. Again, it is not going to do it justice holding it up to the camera. It is a very, very magical stone. In fact, it is known as the stone of magic. So it's it is just so powerful for your intuition, for working with universal energies, with the cosmos, with your intuition and your abilities as a psychic or whatever you want. It's such a fantastically magical stone. If you don't have it, go and take a look. It has like an iridescent going through the grey. It's just beautiful. Again, we did do this at the beginning of the month as well, but Sodalite is another blue one with bits of white in it. This one is a really, really fantastic one for you to use on your third eye because it helps with like your confidence and clearing away any self-doubt and things like that with your intuitive gifts, I guess. Also, you could use things like black tourmaline, black obsidian, just to clear out the negativity that can get absorbed or can get in the way or tries to get into the chakra. Sort of like a psychic attack kind of thing or anything like that. These ones can help repel or eliminate the negative energy coming towards you when you're using your gifts. Now, I don't have any moldavite with me, but moldavite is a beautiful green stone that's from an asteroid. Beautiful, but it's so powerful. And if you're very, very intuitive with your crystals and like feeling the energy of things, if you haven't already, you could just go into a crystal shop or a metaphysical store and just hold or ask to hold a moldavite, and you'll just feel it instantly. It's so, so powerful. It's such a good one to have. So if you can afford it as well, because the teeny tiny ones are pretty expensive. So if you get a big one, it's even more expensive. But like the teeny tiny ones are quite expensive. But that's a super powerful one for tapping into it, intuition and your psychic powers. So yeah. Definitely go and check it out though, whether you can afford it or want to buy it or not. It's a good one. Iolite is another one of my favorite ones. I thought I'd left it. Oh no, this is ancient. Sorry. But Iolite is a beautiful one. Yeah, I did leave it. As you can probably tell, I'm not in my normal location. So Iolite is extremely good for just kind of balancing all those emotions, but on a more psychic level. Sort of it helps you with any kind of blocks in your intuition, in your visualization, in tapping into those universal energies. Lepidolite as well. I don't have that with me either. That's a lovely purple one too, but very, very light purple. That helps with anxiety and depression and sort of that mental fog that you can get. So that's a really, really good one for trusting yourself and your intuition there. Kyanite as well. It's not my favorite, but I do definitely feel its power when working with it with the third eye. So that one I do actually recommend a lot. It's very, very good for self-discovery. It's very good for spiritual people, especially people that work is like spirituality in guiding people, whether that's through like tarot cards or they're a healer in some way, but an intuitive healer. So that's a really, really good one there. Very quickly, because I'm waffling on as usual, the essential oils that you can use, and again, you can like have like a lava stone, and it's a black porous stone. You can put it on your bracelet or a necklace that has this lava stone, and then you can smell it as you go around your day. And obviously, being your nose, it goes straight to your third eye chakra, so it activates it instantly. So any of these would be great. I will always say frankincense for activating third eye or getting you into that zone, that meditative zone, or even deeper than that. It's a really good one. I use it always when I do Indian head massage on people. I will use it sometimes to access the Akashic records. It just kind of gets you into that zone of opening up and trusting, and it's why they use it in churches as well. It's why they have the incense of the frankincense in churches, to give the people that more heightened spiritual experience in mass. That's probably something for another day as well. Lavender, of course, that goes hand in hand with the amethyst, really. If you've got headache or migraines and stuff like that, very, very good for relaxing and soothing. What else? Oh, so I would also say mugwort as well, although it's not really found in essential oils. You can get it in like a smudge stick. That is fantastic for opening your third eye. It is really fantastic for opening the veil between worlds, for connecting to your guides and your higher self, and just opening up that doorway, that gateway for you. So that's a fantastic one. I would highly recommend you get that one. Chamomile, go with the German chamomile for this one, over the Roman, although either would be fine. But if you can get the German one, that would be a really good one for the third eye chakra. It kind of helps you open up to insights. It kind of dispels the ego and helps you connect to your soul a bit easier, or your higher self a little easier. There are, of course, so many, and I've got a whole list right here to remind me, and I really have not covered even half the list of crystals and essential oils and things that I had written down, and that happens every week. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for joining me. It was really, really wonderful 30 episodes with you with the Live at 5. I'm very much looking forward to starting the Wisdom Well Wednesdays as of next week. Please let me know your thoughts, especially once it's happened as well, just in case you don't really know what it is yet. So yeah, please do check those out on YouTube when they get released on Eastern Standard Time at 5 on Wednesdays. Yeah, and go back, watch all these Live at 5s. The original ones are not as good as the later ones. I feel that they've got better. You let me know. Our next Chakra Series episode is in a month's time. It's going to be on August the 27th. It is called Understanding the Crown Chakra, Gateway to Enlightenment. So that's going to be our last of the 7 major chakras, and then we're going to go on to the 12 chakra system. So join me at the end of next month for that one. Next week we have reflex zones, navigating your body's wellness map. So that's all about reflexology. I have done a reflexology one already. Go ahead, check that one out. But next week we're going to dive way deeper into reflex zones. So have a look out for that next week. That will be our first ever Wisdom Well Wednesday. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I will see you next week.